Hey, Brooke, we're live again.
I love it. We're ready to answer those questions.
We are ready to answer those questions. We are going to go live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm going to push Instagram live here in just a second. There it goes. Hey, if you're just joining us, my name's Darby, and
I'm Brooke.
this is called You've Got Questions.
We've got answers.
So the format is put your questions in the chat. We have a half an hour, so we're going to stop right at 5 o'clock Mountain Time. So if you have a question, put your questions in the chat. I know that Brooke was just telling me about some deadlines that we wanted to talk about. So we'll start with those for a minute, and I'll put some banners up here.
Yeah. So if you haven't accepted your offer for BYU Idaho or Ensign College online, so if you are matriculating, if you finished Pathway Connect 103 and you're ready to go on to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online, you still have time to accept your offer. So if you have been admitted but haven't accepted your offer or registered for classes yet, you still have through Sunday to do that. So you needed to have your application finished yesterday, but you still have a few more days to accept your offer of admission and get registered for classes. So please make sure that you're going and doing that in your student portal. If you are interested in continuing with BYU Idaho or Ensign College online, make sure that you're taking advantage of that. And then if you are interested in doing Pathway Connect, there's still time to apply. So you're going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, there is a button that says Apply for Free. And you can go ahead and start your application. So if you click on that Apply for Free button, it's going to take you to our admissions page. You can learn a little bit more about BYU Pathway. And then while you're there, there'll be a big yellow button that says Apply Now. And that's where you can go if you're a new student or a returning student to get started with Pathway Connect.
Awesome. Okay, Brooke, I've got a question from Instagram for you here. Let me just pull it up. It's about the 3-year degree.
Cool.
So it says, hey, I'm doing my second year with BYU Idaho through BYU Pathway. Can I apply for the 3-year degree?
Yeah. Great question. So you are able to apply for it. Whether or not it's the best option for you is going to depend on what classes you've already taken. So if you have stayed really focused on your degree classes and haven't done any electives, that might be a great option for you. If you have done quite a few electives along the way, staying with the 4-year degree or 120 credit degree might be the best option for you. So there is a web page. If you go to BYU-Pathway.edu, degree in 3, and I think Darby will put the site on. You can go to that website to learn a little bit more about the 3-year degree and if making the switch is best for you. There is a frequently asked questions page that is linked there.
Awesome. Hey, so we've had quite a few people join us now. So if this is your first time here, welcome. This is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. The format is you just put your questions in the chat. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We will answer all of those questions as they come in. And we just kind of look forward to answering your questions. So there's a couple of dates, Brooke. Let's talk about those again really quick because those are coming up this weekend.
Yep.
So first up.
So there's still time for you to accept your offer for either Pathway Connect, BYU, Idaho Online, or Ensign College Online. So from what we saw, there's quite a few folks who have been admitted to BYU Idaho and Ensign College Online, but haven't gone in and accepted their offer or registered for classes. So if that's you or someone you know and love and they think they've missed the boat, you have not. You still have time. So please make sure that you're going in and accepting your offer and registering for classes. If you have any questions about that, please let us know. And then if you are interested in doing Pathway Connect, you still have time to start that application. The application is going to be open through the weekend. So you're going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu to get started, and you'll click on that gold Apply for Free button in the upper right-hand corner.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks everyone for coming in. Put your questions in the chat. We have a few popping in here. We're going to keep answering these. Oh wait, let's do this. This one is first. How much is it to participate, Brooke?
Yeah, so it depends on where you live. So here in the United States of America, it's $81 US a credit, but it depends on where you live. So you can go to BYUPathway.edu/tuition. And that's where you can go for more information. You can see what it costs in your home country. If you want to even share what country you're from, we can help you find that information. So the cost is all dependent upon where you live.
Fabulous. Okay, we're gonna jump over here to Drew's question. Question: as I sign up for, oh, thanks. We do
I
think
love
we're awesome.
it.
I just signed up to be a new student last night, but it didn't let me pick my class. I just have Institute and Life course. Okay, so that
Yes.
should be it.
Okay, so Drew, that's actually the only class that you're going to take when you're just starting. So your first term is Life Skills and Institute for Pathway Connect 101. So that's going to be your next 7 weeks. Then your second 7 weeks, or Pathway Connect 102, is Institute and Professional Skills. So during Life Skills, it's time management, it's budgeting, it's growth mindset, all while learning math and English along the way. And then the second 7 weeks is Professional Skills. So it's resume building, cover letters, LinkedIn profiles. The third 7 weeks, or Pathway Connect 103, is all about university skills. And during that time, you'll take university skills, your gathering, institute, and your first university course. So in about 14 weeks is when you'll get to pick that first university class that you want to work on toward your first certificate.
Awesome. Okay, so we had this question about how much is the cost, and then if I haven't paid for my classes yet for next week, what will happen?
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to depend. So if you are a Pathway Connect student and you haven't paid your tuition yet, you still have time. You have the first few weeks to make those payments without a late fee assessed. If you are an online certificate or degree student, so if you're going directly to BYU, Idaho, or Ensign College, tuition needs to be paid by end of day Monday. Otherwise, you'll be assessed a 5% late fee.
Okay. Fabulous. Okay, if you're just joining us, I'm Darby, and this is called You've Got Questions.
We've got answers.
The format is you put your questions in the chat. We'll try to answer all of those in the order they come in. We're going to be here for 25 minutes. We're going to answer as many questions as we possibly can. So just keep asking. So the next one says, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of an advisor to accept me for the 3-year degree program. I already had the application with my mentor, but still no email.
Okay.
Roy.
So Roy, if you can send us a direct message with some with your contact with your student employee and your information. I know one of the things that has been we're in what we call peak time, and so with the holidays and the extra number of questions and appointments, it's taking a little bit longer to get through everything. So we want to make sure that you get your questions answered in a timely manner. So we're sorry that you're having to wait so long. So if you can send us a direct message with your name and student ID, we will have the team submit a ticket and try to figure out where things are at and how quickly we can get an appointment with you.
Awesome. Okay. We're going to jump over. We just have a shout out. Hey, I'm watching from Liberia. We're glad to have you here. We like hearing where everybody's from. It's really fun. And then we just have another person say finish Pathway Connect, and sounds like they're going to be a campus student.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's congratulations. Fun. Awesome. Okay, so let's jump over to some Instagram questions. Hey, when do classes start? I enrolled in Pathway Connect and my schedule says that I have a meeting on Thursday, but I don't know the exact date.
Okay.
So is that the 11th?
Yes. 1 week from today. Okay. So classes will be available in Canvas in your student portal starting on Saturday. So you'll want to make sure you're logging into Canvas. You can look around at your classes and your material will become available for Pathway Connect during that time. And then you'll have your weekly gathering on Thursday. So in your student portal, it should say what day and time your gathering is, and there should be a link to join your gathering. And so that should be on there. So classes will begin Thursday, January 11th for Pathway Connect 101 and 103. If you are enrolled in 102, that's going to start middle of February.
Perfect. Okay, so let's keep going here. Next question up is about the 3-year degree, Brooke. It says, hey, can you answer some questions about the 3-year degree program? Will my credits from an on-campus count towards the program when I switch?
Yeah. So it's going to depend on what classes that you took. So with the 3-year program or 90 to 96 credit degree, those really eliminate electives. So depending on what classes you took on a campus, as long as it was an accredited university, I imagine some of those credits will transfer, but it's really going to depend on what classes are still needed for your major. So if you go to on our website, we have an unofficial transfer credit where you can go to learn a little bit more. You can upload unofficial transcripts to see what's going to be the best fit for you. So if you go to BYU-Pathway.edu/admissions/transfer-credits, you'll be able to look at that website and get an unofficial credit evaluation, so you can sort of see which credits will transfer. And depending on how many you have, doing the 120 credit might be the best option, or doing the 90 to 96 credit option. So we will do everything we can to get the best option for you. And then students who are starting in April with their online degree program, they will go directly into the 90 or 96 credit degrees.
Awesome. Okay, keep the questions coming. We've got another 20 minutes to answer these. We have a question about, hey, I signed up for professional skills, but will not begin until the middle of February. Also, I double signed up for, let me find the rest of that question.
So that is
Institute.
Okay, so that's right. So professional skills is Pathway Connect 102, and that is a second block class. And so that won't start until the middle of February. So that is correct. And then if you double sign up for Institute, you should be able to go into your student portal and just drop the one that you're not interested in doing.
Perfect. Okay, keep the questions coming. I'm going to jump over to Facebook for a minute. So this says, what school should I put in my Canvas? So I'm guessing when you log into Canvas, maybe it asks which school you're going to. Does that sound right, Brooke?
So I know that was the case for me, but if you're in Pathway Connect, Darby, you did Pathway Connect recently. Do you remember what you selected?
I don't remember, but I actually don't remember because it was a year ago.
We're going to find out, because I'm not certain what you'll put in there. So let me find out.
Awesome. So Brooke's going to look that up. So I'm going to do a follow-up question while we wait and go back to that. Can a former student come back to BYU Pathway, or do they have to start at the beginning? You do not have to start at the beginning. Let's say you finish Pathway Connect 101 and then you stop taking it. You can start taking classes right where you left off. I'll pull up if it's been a while since you were a student, you're going to need to reapply, and I'm going to pull up the returning student URL. So you would need to start a new application, but you want to come in as a returning student so it can recognize your record. Did I miss anything on that, Brooke?
Nope.
Okay, awesome. Okay, we're going to keep pulling questions in here. I'm multitasking on a few items. So we did that question. Brooke, you're finding out an answer about what school should go in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're just showing up, I'm Darby and this is Brooke. This is called You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers, where we try to just answer as many questions as we can. We've got about 15 minutes left. We're going to try to answer a ton of questions. If you are curious about past questions we've had, you can go to YouTube or Facebook. Those are the two best places. YouTube's the most flexible because you can really scroll into the questions. We have the questions on the chat right here, and you should be able to scroll to the question that's similar to yours and get an answer. Brooke, do we have an answer yet on that? Or are you still looking up?
No answer yet. So I did send up a flare and asked a few folks. So as soon as we have an answer, we'll circle back.
Awesome. Hey, I've been trying to register for courses and it's not open. What do I need to do? So we do have a few places that are closed if you're trying to enroll and take Pathway Connect. Do you know which areas those are, Brooke, off the top of your head?
So it's just a small portion of Nigeria right now is what I've been made aware of.
So most areas probably are open. Now, if you're applying to go to BYU Idaho or Ensign College, those are closed. Those will open up again in a couple of weeks, or will it be February, Brooke?
Yeah, it should be open in just a couple of weeks. And as soon as those are open, we will let you know. We'll come on here and say, we're ready.
Okay. And if you don't think that those two apply to you, if you're like, no, I live in an area that should be open, please send us a direct message, include your name and your information and where you live. And our team will look up and see if there's any reason why there would be a problem with you being able to apply. Okay. So I think Brooke's still finding the answer there. Okay, so we're going to go here. Hey, I would like to ask you a question about the degree planner having a hard time registering at the same time in 2 blocks. So I don't know very much about the degree planner, Brooke. Do you?
I don't. So we can see, maybe one of the things we can do is chat with the team that manages degree planner and see if we can get them on here, and we'll do a special Q&A about degree planner. So I'm not aware of any known issues right now. So if you could just let us know if you're just feeling like it's hard to navigate, or if it feels different than it has in the past and you think something's wrong. That would be helpful.
Okay. And I have a little follow-up here. And Akina said for the degree. Yeah. So those applications have closed for the university. Yeah. And they will open up again.
Yep. But if you have already started your application, if you finished your application by yesterday and you just still can't register for classes, can you send us a direct message with your student ID? And we will get the team working on that as soon as possible.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to go over here. We have a question about somebody wanting to study at some point in person. So BYU-Pathway is not a means to end up at a university campus in person. If that's something you're interested in, you're going to need to work with directly with the university and apply. And if English is not your first language, you will need to do a separate English test with the university that is different than BYU-Pathway's. But we do have people who do that, but that's not BYU Pathway is designed to keep help people do their university studies in their home country.
Yep.
Okay. So what can I find out about moving to where can I find out more information about the 3-year degree and if it's the right move for me? I'll grab that URL, Brooke.
Perfect. Awesome. Yep. So there is a URL called byupathway.edu/degree-in-3. And that is a great website where there's some general information about it. There's also a link to frequently asked questions that are specific to BYU Pathway and the 3-year degree, and figuring out if this option is what's going to be best for you. And so that would be my recommendation, is to start there first. And then if you have specific questions, there's more information on that page of where to go and who to reach out to.
Okay, so Brooke, Carla has a little additional information. The original question is, what school should I put in my Canvas? And then it says, here are some of the schools listed in Canvas. And which one do I choose? BYU, ELC, BYU Hawaii, Brigham Young University. So that is definitely confusing. And I wonder if I can still see mine. Let me look.
Everybody's going to look, because I am not sure. I am doing a graduate program through BYU, and I think I just use my BYU email address to log into Canvas. I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I can see either. I'll give you another question.
A link on in your student portal to Canvas.
Okay.
And you're not going to, part of what you might not be able to see is no classes are going to show up in Canvas until Saturday. So I would go to your student portal and I would check there for a link to Canvas. There should be some more information there. And I've reached out to a couple people and just haven't heard back yet. So as soon as I do, we'll share.
Okay, Brooke, I'm going to look that up while you answer this question. I have another one ready for you.
Perfect. So Rama says, if I already have my associate's degree, can I benefit from the 90-degree option? Yes. So it's going to depend on what your associate's degree is in, what classes you've already taken. But being able to transfer in an associate's degree will help. and will allow you to take advantage of that. Now, an associate's degree typically has 60 credits in it. And depending on what you're looking to have a bachelor's degree in and what your associate's degree is in, you may need to take more than 30 credits to meet all of the requirements for your bachelor's degree.
Perfect. Okay. Hey, I have a question. I want to start my courses with Pathway Connect 103. When I finish 103, how much time do I have to apply to BYU Idaho?
Awesome. So Lillian, a couple of options. So when you finish Pathway Connect 103, you're going to have about 7 weeks from the time Pathway Connect 103 ends and the next semester starts. The application deadline to get started is typically 3 weeks before the start of a semester. So in order to start classes in April for BYU Idaho Online, you would need to get that application started by the end of March. To get going. But part of your PC 103 experience is going to be talking about transitioning to BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online. And your service missionaries will be able to help walk you through what that process looks like.
Awesome. Okay. Next up is, we did this question. So this question I think is related to like who can apply for BYU Pathway, Brooke?
Yep. So BYU Pathway Worldwide is a great opportunity for so many people worldwide. With Pathway Connect, if you are 17 years or older and have a high school or secondary school diploma, you can get started. There's no ACT, SAT requirements. There's no essays. There's no application fees. And then all of that is still true. But if you're 18 or older, you don't have to have a high school diploma or secondary school diploma or even a GED to get started. Your experience in Pathway Connect is really what will prepare you to get there and to be ready to go to BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online.
Awesome. And I can't find a definitive answer on Canvas either, so I'm still kind of looking.
So someone just sent me a screenshot, so I'm asking if they can send me the URL they're looking at.
Oh, fabulous. We're trying to get an answer on when you're connecting to Canvas, what that looks like. Okay. So the next question says, will getting the 96 credit degree affect me applying for a master's degree in psychology? No, so the degree is fully accredited here in the US and looks just like all other degrees issued by BYU Idaho.
Yep.
Or Ensign College. So that shouldn't be any issue. It doesn't indicate that anywhere. It doesn't even indicate that you're an online student.
Nope, your degree looks just the same as anyone else.
Okay, so we're going to keep going here. Let's see. Can I change the degree for next semester when I come back to apply? So, Brooke, do you know, like if somebody had chosen a degree path and they decide they want to go a different way, assuming that's the question,
in your degree planner, you can choose a different option. Or if you finish Pathway Connect and you took your first certificate class and you realized, hey, that's not really something I'm interested in doing, that's totally fine. You can switch.
Perfect. Okay. I don't have this question pulled up on the screen, but I'm going to, and Brooke has disappeared on us. Hopefully she comes back here in just a minute. I'll pull up our next question. The next question says, are there any graduate programs available after I complete my degree? So BYU Pathway Worldwide only has undergraduate. So we have associates, certificates, and undergraduate or bachelor's degree. We don't offer any graduate degree programs right now, but we know many people who have gone on and done graduate programs. So you have the option to use your bachelor's degree to go get a master's degree, but we don't have that. Okay, so let me keep going here.
I do have a
let's
for
this.
Yeah, so 1 second. It's going to be byui.edu/canvas/authentication. And there should be a link for BYU Idaho, BYU Pathway, and for Ensign College on that URL. So again, it's byui.edu/canvas-authentication.
And I'll put that up here right now. So that is in regards to linking up your Canvas account and what school to choose, right, Brooke?
Yep.
Perfect. We'll leave that up for just a minute because it's a little bit long. And let me see what our next question is while we leave that up for a second.
And while you're looking for that, I would just say if you're thinking about applying, if you're thinking about joining BYU Pathway, it is such a great time to go back to school. We start classes every January, April, and September. And so if you are starting right now with Pathway Connect 101, by September, you're going to be ready to go to BYU Idaho or Ensign College online. And it's really an exciting opportunity.
Fabulous. Okay, so hopefully you saw that byui.edu/canvas-authentication. Okay, so this question says, hey, I'm beginning medical billing and coding, but I'll receive the first certificate. Is there changes to continue learning in that area? Oh, how many certificates are in the medical billing and coding? Do you know, Brooke? That might be the question.
I'm pulling that up right now.
Okay. So Brooke and I both work in the marketing department, and we love sitting with all of you and answering these questions, but we don't always know every single detail. So luckily, Brooke's pretty quick at pulling up the answer to that, so we can talk to it, and we'll try to share a link to where to find more about the certificates and degrees. So what did you find, Brooke?
So with medical billing and coding specifically, we just have that one certificate, but we do have other certificates that are related to health that might be of interest to you. So there is health program evaluations, health program strategies, and there are also some community and health and environmental health certificates. So if you're interested in that medical field, getting a degree in applied health might be a great option for you. Darby, you're muted.
Every time. Here's the next question. It says, how many times can I retake a course? I'm working towards my second degree, and it's a tough one. I took a course once and I failed. I got a score I didn't like. And the next semester the same. Can I take it again? Is that going to affect me?
Yeah, so you can keep taking the class over again. And then with BYU Idaho and Ensign College, I'm not certain if they average the grades together or if it replaces the grade. So that's something we can look into, but you can retake a class as many times as you need to get a passing grade.
Awesome. We just have a shout out from Argentina. Hello. We just have someone saying thank you. Hey, that's why we're here. This is how this all started. Was one night Brooke and I said, you know what? I think we know a lot of the answers. And we just started kind of getting on and answering questions. So we're glad that we could help you out. Okay, and then Melissa. Okay, Melissa, I need to look up what your other question is. Do you remember, Brooke?
I don't.
Okay, let me pull. Oh, this is the how many times can I retake a course?
Yep.
Okay. It's my second certificate. I hope to graduate professional studies. Does that add any clarity?
No. So, but that's awesome that you're working on that degree. I think that's going to be a great option for you. But like I said, you can retake a class as many times as you need to.
Awesome. Fabulous. Okay. Okay, the next one says, is there any time that the class time will change? So if you're talking about your gathering in Pathway Connect, no, that stays steady. If you need to change it, you can choose a different gathering, but it's not going to change times on you. So if you selected a time, when I took Pathway Connect, it was like 9 o'clock on Thursdays, Mountain Time. So if that's what you mean, if that's not what you mean, John Michael, let us know and we'll try to answer your question better. Okay. So here's a question about, are there any summer semesters? So we can talk a little bit about how cool BYU Idaho and Ensign College are with their semesters.
Yes. So there are 3 semesters a year. And so typical universities only have 2 sessions a year. But BYU Pathway, BYU Idaho, and Ensign College Online and their campuses are all set up to have classes every January, April, and September. And so you're going to be able to go to classes all 3 terms if you're interested.
Fabulous. Okay. We actually don't have any questions in the queue right now, but we have just a whole bunch of shout outs. Melissa says, thank you. We have hello from Tonga. We've got hello from the Philippines and Nigeria. We're just glad to be here with all of you. We've just got a couple more minutes and we need to jump off. So let's talk about the last few things that are really important for people to know, Brooke, about just some deadlines that are coming up.
Yep. So classes are going to start this Monday, January 8th for BYU Pathway, BYU Idaho, and Ensign College Online. So you want to make sure that you have accepted your offer. So if you are eligible to go to BYU Idaho or Ensign College Online and you have finished your application, but you haven't accepted your offer or registered for classes, you still have time through the weekend to do that. So please make sure that you are logging into your student portal, taking advantage of that opportunity. And then if you are interested in doing Pathway Connect, you still can start your application. So go to BYU-Pathway.edu. In the upper right-hand corner, there's a gold button that says apply for free. So again, you're going to go to BYU-Pathway.edu, and then you'll get your application started. That link will take you to the admissions page where you can read a little bit more about BYU Pathway. And then there'll be a gold button on that page that says apply now, and you'll be able to get started. And we would love to help you. So if you have questions, please send us a direct message. We've got teams standing by to help.
Awesome. We have like 2 more questions I want to get to, Brooke, before we break. We just have a hello from Samoa. Hello. We're glad to have you here. And then Rama says, hey, the program lists are not the same when we register through the degree planner. So Brooke, like when they register through degree planner, they're kind of limited in how many they can register or see at a time, right? I know there's some stuff with that.
Yeah. So with Degree Planner, you're going to pick one certificate or you're going to pick a bachelor's program. So one thing I would say is if you are looking at BYU Idaho or Ensign College full program list, they are not the same. So the offerings online are different than the offerings on campus. So if you went directly to BYU Idaho or Ensign College's website and looked at their program offerings, that might be why you're seeing something different. Because BYU Pathway and Ensign College and BYU Idaho Online do offer different programs online than what's available on campus.
What age can we start BYU Pathway? So 17 if you're graduated, and 18 if you're not. You don't have to be graduated, but you have to be at least 18 if you haven't graduated from high school or secondary school.
Yep.
Okay, so someone's asking, can they come to campus for graduation? Yeah, so let's talk. We can talk real quick about graduation.
Yeah, graduation is awesome. So Darby and I were there a few weeks ago, and we met students from all over the world that were there to celebrate. They were online students and chose to come and walk and participate in festivities on campus. And when it's time for you to graduate, you absolutely can do that.
Okay, I have a little follow-up from this question about it not being the same. Here's the follow-up. It says, I mean, in the list it says health program strategies, but that's not what it must not be what you say when you register. Do you know if there's different titles for some classes, Brooke?
So a couple things. So if you are starting with Pathway Connect, that's not going to be what you see. So when you start with Pathway Connect, the first class that you take is life skills. So if you're registering for Pathway Connect and you're not seeing health program strategies, that's why. The other thing is the name of the certificate is health program strategies, but the courses that you take for it are different. So you're going to register for classes like emergency management, health behavior theories, program plans and implementations, community health methods, health communications. So the name of the certificate is health strategies or health program strategies, but the classes that you're going to register to receive that certificate are different. So if you go to the degree list on BYU Pathway's website, you can click on and view all certificates and degrees. You can then click on a certificate and it'll show you which classes make up that certificate.
Awesome. Julietta just says, thank you. You're welcome. That's why we're here. We love to help. Mm-hmm. And then this question says, hey, I've heard they're revamping all the 14-week courses into 7-week courses. Is that true for all courses online, Brooke?
So they are looking at that. So Pathway Connect 101, 102, and 103 are all just 7-week classes right now. And they're looking at turning all online classes into block or 7-week courses. So as final decisions are made, as things continue, we will share more information.
Fabulous. Rama says, thank you. You're welcome. We're glad to be here and help. We have someone saying they're studying with English Connect. Fabulous. We love English Connect, and we're going to have some webinars just about English Connect coming up pretty soon. And then how do I get classes added to the degree planner if they're not showing up? I want to take general education classes differently different ones than what are showing up. Degree planner is not my field of expertise, and I'm not sure if Brooke knows, but what kind of advice can we give?
I unfortunately am not as familiar with Degree Planner as well. Earlier, I said we should probably get someone that knows more about Degree Planner on here to help with and do a specialized FAQ. And so we will look at doing that and look at getting some more information about Degree Planner so we can try to help better.
Awesome. Okay, we need to wrap up. So thank you everyone for attending. We'll do more of these. We love answering all of your questions, and we'll see you next time.